Hello, it is June the 4th. What is it? It's a Tuesday. I just had an MRI on my shoulder and I forgot the medical term they use, but they fill your joint up with juice so that they can see the muscles and the ligaments and tissues a little more clearly in the thing. And the lady said, "Now look, we just filled the joint up. So you're at risk to it coming out of socket because there's pressure in it. So be careful." Yeah, I mean, how close to that? But it definitely feels super weird. Not painful. It didn't hurt at all. I mean, he lidocained it and supposedly, because they use the X-ray machine to hit right inside the joint of the shoulder in between. And I don't know, didn't hurt at all. Did a really good job. And CMA Fest is this weekend, so that's starting up Thursday. So up here in Nashville, down Lower Broadway, Nissan Stadium, Bridgestone, they're building stages everywhere. People are in from all over. Going to be a busy, busy weekend. New Orleans has a Blues Fest. We have the CMA Fest. Oh, anyways, let's get to what decided to say. Haven't done a podcast in a while. Been running around the last few years just overthinking and being mad all the dang time. Like, why do beavers' tails flap up and down to swim while alligators' tails go side to side? I mean, come on now. Is one faster? What's the reasoning behind that? Do alligators? I mean, why do why do keys travel farther than their car? How does that even work? Well, it does. With the good intent attitude, I'm going to take my time and think this through. No, man, I'm indecisive. Red or blue or white? Well, red stands for the devil and blue stands for Joe Biden. And well, white gets dirty real easy. How about purple? Oh, okay. Look at this guy over here. He's tall, skinny, talks well. I bet him and that girl, if they had a kid, it'd be a girl. I've had a cough for a week. I hate it. It's driving me crazy right now. I have had a cough for a week. For a week. Like, uh, hacking for a week. There goes one right there. Oh, am I sick? Or is God making me quit smoking and he's cleaning my lungs up? I don't know. Because every time you quit cigarettes, you definitely hack it all up. Maybe my lungs are getting well cleaned up. I don't know. But man, I'm just sick. Maybe they'll have a girl. Maybe who cares? Clogging my brain up with overthinking ridiculous nonsense has exhausted me over the last few years. Just wanted to give some examples. Like old Uncle Stan said, it is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It's never what it's supposed to be. And when the crap hits the fan, I'm watching the chaos unfold as an outsider. Instead of getting my feelings hurt, I just sit back and watch the show. Ever feel like you're somewhere and you're just sitting there looking and like, what's going on out here? Because there are outsiders. Like, that is a thing. There's a Eric Church song, The Outsiders. Great song. You listen to Joe Rogan talking of outsiders. Just sit back and watch this show. Like Uncle Steve said, it's like watching a monkey screw a football, man. Nobody can get a hold of it, and they're all fighting over it. Just sit back and enjoy the show. And I do like watching the show. Let me tell you, Nashville has to be one of the greatest shows on earth. You know, and this is what I was talking about a minute ago. Louisiana, they have the Blues Festival. Here they have the CMA Festival. It's huge, takes over everything. They're selling Nissan Stadium. Nissan Stadium's got concerts Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Everybody's here. I'm hacking and spitting. That's probably so nasty, but that's just what I'm doing right now. So not only are going to be all these bars up and down Broadway honky tonkin', there's going to be outdoor stages by the river, Walk of Fame, the amphitheater. They're filling up Nissan Stadium, Bridgestone Arenas. I think they have things in Bridgestone. They might not. I'm not sure about that. This is going to be a lot of people down here. And when I was thinking about all of that, I'm getting to mingle with the artists and the writers and musicians who keep this music machine going. These writer rounds are so fun for me to go to. We're meeting folks who are writing songs way back, like Hank Williams Jr., David Allan Coe, to the ones that are out there writing the hits that are on the radio today for Luke Combs, Laney Wilson, Morgan Wallen. I mean, they're all right here, just running around town. And I don't really walk up to a lot of them and say much, but if it happens, that's great. Uh, Stuck my foot in my mouth a lot, so I tend to talk a little less now. Like, rather people to think you're stupid than for you to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Uh, so many times talking and you don't mean, it's one thing if you're trying to be a prick or if you're trying to raise some hell or blah, blah, blah. But, it just it ain't cool when that's not what you're trying to do. And that's just not what you're trying to do. When you're trying to have a decent conversation and you just run it into a brick wall. Because navigating conversations amongst different personalities is a skill to be learned. And I had a compliance video I had to watch for my job the other day. And I'll have to say that this kind of opened my eyes a lot to trying to be a little more civilized. I came up, you know, construction, uh, redneck, rough, just anything goes, get over it, pick up your purse, F off, get your feelings hurt, screw your feelings. I mean, I get all that, and I love all that, but there's a lot of places that you can't be like that if you want to be in those places. Uh, and so I'm trying to be a bit more civilized. Like, I'm really trying. My mouth has always been quite loose. My sense of humor is pretty far out there nowadays. Living a life where you have to laugh to keep from crying will do that to you. But I watched this video how to act in the workplace. Just trying to learn how to speak my mind and mean what I say. Not to hold back, but to be more careful what you say crazy stuff around. You know, somebody asks, would you sleep with your sister for $10,000? you know, and I'd say, shoot, I'd sleep with my cousin for free. What you talking about? If you wouldn't, you got ugly cousins. That gets some laughs, right? Gets a lot of criticism too. You get more criticism than you do the laughs because it's a dumb thing to say. Um, I'd say a lot of dumb things, you know, laugh to keep from crying kind of lifestyle will send you that way. Or maybe it's just part of growing up. I don't know. But knowing that, anybody that knows me know that I'll speak my mind. I'm not on a stage doing comedy stand up where folks will know 100% it's just a show. I'm having these conversations one on one with real people in regular places. I'm a bit chaotic, so crazy might not be home plate, but it's at least second base. Got to pass it to get to know me, so I'm trying. Freaking trying to get better at handling my day to day conversations, balancing the chaos, the humor, and keeping the criticism where I'm okay with it. Not to, you know, lie about things to avoid criticism or, just whatever, blah, blah, blah. But not be throwing out stupid stuff that will attract, just not to be so dumb. Try not to be so dumb, you know? But just be happy, whatever that might mean. Decide to do things, decide to get crap done, decide to have fun. This is America. Take advantage of whatever you can. Have some fun. It's nice outside. And really, no matter how bad it is, it's actually pretty good around here. Ain't nobody starving to death over here. Maybe a little mental torture. Maybe a lot of mental torture. And again, this is America. That's why we do things around here. Get over it. Just sit back and realize the less I know, the better. Crazy how that works. Old Frank wants to turn the snowball stand into a cat sitting place. Have at it, bro. That's a great idea. Used to, I might want to be a realist. You know, there ain't nobody in this town has indoor cats, Frank. Be real. Like, we are in, we are 40 miles from town. If you want a cat sitting place, Frank, you need to go to town. Be real with it. No, screw that. Frank, I think you ought to turn the snowball stand into a cat sitting place. That's a great idea. Where they used to sell snowballs, now they throw up hairballs. You could put it on the sign. People come from miles around, drop their fur babies off with you while they go out of town. It seems like a much better way for me and my personality. Used to would call it realist or whatever. It was just negative crap. That's what it was. But if you've watched the Chris Rock special, you already know. Sometimes you play lead, and sometimes you play the tambourine. So when it's time to play the tambourine, you just play the heck out of that old tambourine. And when it's time to play lead, play lead. That's what it is. You just play the heck out of that tambourine. That's a really good special, though. Chris Rock. Love Chris Rock. If you think people are terrible, you're going to be right. If you think people are great, you're going to be right. Be careful what you believe. You just might be right. Peace out. And how I'd say if we were still on Maui, aloha, brother. Don't put your hand where you wouldn't put your face.